Hey everybody, you got time for a beer? My name's Jake. Welcome to my show. It's not Thursday, but it might be by the time this comes out, but probably not. But it might be. We'll just see how things roll. It's really super early, so if I get this reloaded, that's even better. Today I'm going to be drinking Founders KBS Cinnamon Vanilla Cocoa. It's supposed to be pretty good. I know I have had some problems finding this one specifically. I've had the espresso one. And it was very good, but my store doesn't like to bring in other things until they sell through the stuff that they have. So we still have stuff that we shouldn't have, and we don't have Hop Slam. Neither here nor there. More than likely, the people that are ordering this stuff at my store don't know what they're doing. You can find me on YouTube, Untapped, Twitter, Instagram, all at tubajake_69. And there go all of my Instagram people, which is cool. But yeah, so the KBS. Now I'll get this started. Like I said, should be pretty good. Sounds like a lot going on in there. It's of the things that I like in a beer, it's at least one of them. It's dark. And I like that a lot. I wish you could get the barrel-aged flavor without all of the extra alcohol that comes with being barrel-aged. But I don't think that's a thing, really. I'll pour a little harder so I actually get a little bit of... No, not a lot of head on that. That's fine. Who knows how long this has been sitting there. 8/27/21 is when it was bottled. So, a bit. Within the last year, though, so that's good. Yeah, like I said, this is from Founders. So down in Grand Rapids, I was there just a little while ago. It was super fun. My girlfriend, it was a good time. Let's see, it says barrel-aged, highly acclaimed KBS, flavored stout, cinnamon vanilla cocoa, imperial stout with coffee, cinnamon vanilla extract, and cocoa nibs aged in dark bourbon barrels. Oh, I'm sorry, not dark, oak bourbon barrels. What else we got? Founders, Grand Rapids, 12 fluid ounces. Okay. And there's a story on the back. All right. I like it when that happens. Here's one for the cocoa lovers. KBS Cinnamon Vanilla Cocoa. The sumptuous deep coffee and chocolate flavors of KBS rise to the next level with a swirl of cinnamon and a hint of vanilla to create a sweet, but not too sweet, barrel-aged drinking experience. It's a whole new spin on KBS that's sure to sweeten your spirits. 12% ABV. I think I said that backwards. But that's expected. It's KBS. So that's great. It's supposed to be sweet. It's supposed to be chocolatey. It's supposed to be bourbony. It's supposed to be coffee-y, vanilla. Should be tasty at the very least, if not super alcohol-y, if that makes any sense at all. Hopefully it does. Yeah, just okay, that's weird. Let's taste it. It smells like bourbon and chocolate, but I'm getting a hint of wet dog, and I'm not sure if it's my cup or if it's my beard or if it's my hand. It shouldn't smell like wet dog, but it could just be the meatballs that I was just playing with. Not, well, I mean, I made them, but not like... Okay, so anyway, I make meatballs for my family. Usually when I do it, I make a lot of them all at once. Oh. Wow. Okay, so normally I don't like cinnamon. Like, hot damn, not my thing. What you call it? Goldschlager, not my thing. Fireball, not my thing. This is good. The cinnamon brings out the vanilla, just makes it sweeter. With the coffee and the chocolate in there, It also, the cinnamon gives it a little bit of heat, and I like that a lot in my beers, a little bit of heat. But yeah, this is sweet and chocolatey and vanilla-y and cinnamon-y. It tastes real good. I don't taste the booze, so that's nice. I mean, it tastes like beer, don't get me wrong, but it's good. Go figure, I'm going to call a beer that I'm drinking good. Yeah, it is, but shoot, who's expecting that? Yeah, so it's exactly what it's supposed to be like. What does it remind me of? Actually, it doesn't remind me of the espresso one at all. It should though, right? Because it's like the same thing, but the one's with more coffee and this one's with more sweet stuff. But it's not the same. This reminds me a little bit of... I had an oatmeal cookie stout from Pigeon Hill, I want to say. I think that's the one over in Muskegon. But yeah, it tasted like oatmeal cookies in a stout, and I thought that was really good. And this kind of reminds me of that a little bit, which oddly enough kind of makes sense because usually there's a baby eating oatmeal on the cover of a box of KBS, because it's a breakfast stout, obviously, right? So anyway, meatballs. I make meatballs for my family. Usually like 8 pounds of meat and a dozen eggs and some seasoning and some cheese. Usually an onion, some garlic, and you're ready to go. Oh wait, breadcrumbs. I usually use panko because I like how they work in their best. But yeah, and then boom, you got meatballs. But I mix them by hand because that's the best mixer you got. But apparently I didn't wash my hands well last time I handled the meatballs, so I smell like meatball. Weird. Let's see what else is going on. The Olympics are going on. Every time I watch the Olympics or the Winter Olympics, I'm reminded of, well, not the Olympics, reminded of going skiing in Salt Lake City. When I went to Salt Lake with the pep band for Central, because I decided that I needed a job while I was at school, so I went and joined the pep band. And it just so happened that the pep band got to go to Salt Lake City because so did the basketball team, and it was a blast. Got to yell at Coach K. We won a basketball game while we were out there. Beat Creighton. Who's on that team? I don't remember. Carlos Boozer was one of the big stars on the team, on the Duke team that year. And just at where we were, got to see Gonzaga play Arizona. Got to see Arizona beat Gonzaga, which was kind of cool because also Luke Walton was on the Arizona team, and we got to sit next to the Arizona guys. I was bummed because it blew up my bracket. I was expecting Gonzaga to go to the 8, and they dropped out in the 32. So it was rough for me, but also good for those guys. So anyway, we won that first game against Creighton, and so we got to stay an extra day, almost 2. Actually, I think it ended up being an extra 2 nights because we were going to fly out that night if we would have lost. But we got to stay that night and the night after the game because we left in the morning. So we got there and we were like, oh, what are we going to do? And there were a bunch of people that were going to go golfing, which sounded really cool. Or you could go, there were a bunch of people that wanted to go like walk around Salt Lake and like go shopping and stuff, which is cool because, you know, it was still set up from the Olympics. Which is why the Olympics leads me to there. But yeah, I was like, oh, cool. And then there was another smaller group. I think there were maybe 3 or 4 of us that decided, no, let's go skiing. Because how many times do you get to go skiing in the mountains, right? I wasn't planning on ever being able to do that again, but I did, and it was awesome. Went down the bunny hill, which was like the big hills. Well, sloped about like the big hills at the mountains around here that you can go skiing on, but also like twice as long. So slope the same, but twice as long. So it was like not a slope at all. It was really nice. Went on a couple of those, and then we decided let's go up higher. So we went up higher, and usually around here you go up the ski lift takes you up, and it takes 3 minutes to get up on the ski lift, and then even if you're trying to go slow on the way down, it takes you 90 seconds to get down back to the ski lift. It took us 20 minutes to get back down to the ski lift. It was awesome. Was a lot of fun. We got to yell at Coach K to sit down, coach, because, you know, he got mad because we were actually scoring on the Blue Devils team. They did pretty well that year. I don't think they won the national championship, but I think they were in a 4. But they did well, which was nice for them, not for us. But yeah, that's every time I see the Olympics or the Winter Olympics, I'm reminded of skiing in Salt Lake City because, you know, that's where the Olympics were. I don't think they were at that mountain, but the Olympics were in Salt Lake City, and I got to go there and ski. And other people got to go there and snowboard because other people in our group decided to go snowboarding, which is cool. Yeah. What else is going on? I don't know. Lots of things. Not many that I'd like to really talk about. Been rough. I haven't seen my girlfriend in quite a while. I think last Sunday, but not for very long. She's not feeling well, and I don't like that. Don't care for that. Not that I don't like her, just that I don't like that she doesn't feel well and I can't be there for her. You know how that goes? Yeah. It still feels new. This whole love thing, it's weird. I don't get it. Still, I'm working on it though. That's what counts, right? Closer and closer. So don't forget, you can find me on Untapped, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram, all at tubajake_69. You can tell me your stories if you'd like. I like telling you my stories, but if you tell me stories, I like that too. I've had a couple people message me. I had a guy from work that followed me on YouTube, which is awesome. Thanks, Mason. What else? Yeah, tell me your stories. I like to hear them. This is supposed to be like talking with a friend over a beer when you got time for one. It's not time to go yet. I've still got some other stuff to tell you. But yeah, check me out. Like, follow, subscribe. I don't know. Tell your friends. I'm super fun. Sometimes. So anyway, I've got a quote for you. This quote is from James Dean. He's an actor, kind of famous. He says, gratification comes in the doing, not in the results. So whatever it is that you want to do it. It's fun. It'll make you feel better. Actually, that's a lot about the Olympics too. Did the Winter Olympics for Special Olympics one year. Not that I competed, but I went and volunteered. Those guys were awesome, and they actually made me understand what the Olympics are really all about. The camaraderie and just it feels good to do well. Like you go out and you do your best, and you recognize that other people are doing their best, and you commend them for doing their best. Whether you're competing for the top spot or you're competing with yourself to just finish, you want a personal best record. It's amazing how those kids were amazing. Kids, about half of them were older than me at that point in time. But yeah, those athletes, because they're athletes, don't let anybody tell you any different. They're amazing, amazing people. But yeah, you get more out of just doing the thing than you do out of finishing first overall. Sometimes that's not a big deal. Sometimes it's a really big deal, but neither here nor there, I guess. All right, so catch up with me next time when you got time for a beer.